Om Namah Shivaya. All right, have a seat on the floor. Lift your hips up, your sitting bones up. I'll just make sure everybody, Michael, I'm just going to mute you. Don't be insulted. Okay. So rock a little side to side. Just find that placement where you can sit up tall. And if you can't, take a block, a blanket, pillows, something else. Sit up nice and tall in front of your sitting bones, just a little bit in front. Place your hands down or up on your thighs, eyes open or closed. If you have a mudra that you would like to bring your fingers together with. And today, just bring your heels or your leg, your ankles, closer to your knees, underneath your calves a little bit more. Close your eyes or open your eyes as you gaze either way towards the tip of the nose. And just filling the belly up with breath, belly, ribs, chest. And just kind of outside of if you have any kind of upper respiratory symptoms, see if you can fill the breath fully, completely. No pause, just in and out. As you sit in this perhaps comfortable seat, the lighting's great, Maria, don't worry. It's beautiful. Just set an intention for your practice this morning, whatever that may be, a thought, a sound, a mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Or just, a wish for yourselves. Take another breath in and out. And then gently bring your hands to your heart center. Touch the thumbs to your heart. Drop your chin down towards the center. Release any tension in the back of the neck. Keep some length there. Pressing the palms firmly together, thumbs to the heart. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your eyes, lift your head. Inhale, stretch the arms over your head. Release the left arm, fingertips to the floor or block, right hand holds to the outside of your left ear, and gently stretch your right ear towards your shoulder. Just trying to find some length in the left side. And if you'd like, you can walk your fingers up and off the floor, just enough to feel. Maybe too much for some. And lower the left hand if it's up. Bring the chin to the right shoulder or collarbone. Gently finding a little bit more release here. And then inhale, come back up to center. Release your right hand. Stretch your fingers all the way out to the side. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor. Left hand takes the ear and draws gently left ear to left shoulder. Walk your fingers out as far as you'd like and maybe lift them off a little bit. Keeping the length in your spine the entire time. Release your right hand and draw your chin towards your left collarbone or the left underarm, wherever your eye gaze may be going. And then back up to center, inhale. Release your arms, head forward, fingertips out to the side. Inhale again, arms come all the way up. Exhale, left hand outside right thigh, right hand behind you. Inhale for length. Exhale, find a twist. Oh man, if you could hear what's going on in my spine right there. Wow, it was like a musical tuning up of a piano. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn to the other side. Right hand outside left thigh, left arm on the floor, twist. Find length in your spine on the inhale. Find the depth on the exhale. Good, come back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of you, fold forward. Doesn't have to be huge, just enough to feel in the hips. Without collapsing, shoulders, neck, reach. Arms forward, hips back. Find a little bit of an edge, not too far. Don't lose your breath, don't lose your edge. Good. Inhale, walk it back in. Excuse me. Hands come behind you. Fingers point in or out or to the side if you need that. Lift your chest up, stay there. Or perhaps lift your hips up, knees towards the floor. Lift your heart up. This looks like the little emoji when you press yoga on your phone. And then come on back down, although they're sitting in lotus. Lean back, shake out your legs, and switch the cross of your legs. So remember to get the ankles closer to underneath your knees rather than a little bit further apart. Place your hands back on top of your thighs, lift your chest up. Exhale, tuck the chin down towards your chest. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, turn them inside out. And then place your hands back, maybe towards the nape of the neck, but a little bit higher if you can. Elbows point forward, and we just get a nice release in the upper back neck. Again, without causing stress, without causing a release of the breath or a stillness or a hyperventilation. Inhale, lift your head, lift your arms, stretch them to the sky. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Left hip stays grounded to the earth. Heart opens, shoulders open, chest opens, throat opens. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the other side. Keep spinning your heart open. Breathe. And come back to center on the inhale. With your arms as they are, exhale, just rotate the torso to the right. So you're framing your face as best you can. Some of you, if your shoulders are tight, may have your arms in front of you, or even separate your fingers. Come back to center on the inhale. Oh, I have to go back and change this. Exhale to the other side. It keeps doing this, and I keep forgetting to check. Back to center. Inhale. As you exhale, come forward and fold over your legs. Okay, I don't know why this keeps happening on my things here. Let's go back. Good, fold over your legs. Come up to hands and knees. Now you're talking. All right, tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Hips and shoulders width apart. Spread your fingers, dip your belly, arch your back, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, top of the foot, shin down, round the back, tuck the tailbone underneath you. Spread your shoulders apart. Inhale, dip your belly, arch your back, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, top of the foot, shin down, round and curl. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly, cat and cow. Do a couple more on your own. Follow your breath. Keep going. When you've done one more after you have done the rounded spine, come back into a neutral position. Neutral meaning between the two extremes, so no dip in the back, no arch in the back. Take your right foot, stretch it out to the right side. Turn your toes down so they're pointing forward. Walk your hands in. Bring your hands to your hips just to kind of level out the hips, just like if we were in triangle. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, send the arms shoulder height. Reach your fingers in two directions. So being pulled right, left, and top, bottom, and out to the side with your leg. Inhale. Exhale, lean over to your left side. Slide your foot in, left hand down, right arm up. Now, if you're sitting against a bed or something, you just turn the long side of your mat. Right? So you just might have to turn yourself over. Right arm up and over. Spin your heart open. Take your thumb, rotate it up towards the sky. Inhale. Find the length. Now put your right foot back on the floor. Get a little bit more lift and perhaps a little bit more rotation through the torso. Then exhale the hands down on the floor. Step your right leg behind you. Lift the foot off the floor. Left arm in front of you. Balancing, bird dog, tabletop, whatever you want to call it. Exhale, knee and elbow come together. Left arm comes down your spine, step your right foot in between your two hands. So adjust it so your right knee is over your ankle and you're sitting away from your back knee. So you might have to snuggle the back knee a little further. You might have to move the front leg a little further forward. It's all good. Hands on the blocks are always useful anywhere we go. So if you don't have blocks yet, call that thing called Amazon and get them. As my teacher says, if you order it now, you might have it by the end of class. Breathe in, breathe out. Push the top of your foot shin down to the floor, tucking your tailbone underneath you. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. You might have to back out away, so back off a little bit, and then drop your hips back down, bring prayer to your heart center. Inhale, grow for length. Exhale, twist to the right like we did in a seated position, and then hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Adjust it, excuse me, so that your belly and thigh are separated. Look over your right shoulder or elbow. If that doesn't work for you, look down. Keep descending that left hip down. Keep tucking your tailbone underneath you and rotating. Take another breath. Good. Exhale, look down. Come back to center, hands to prayer. Take the right arm inside the right leg. Spread your arms apart, right hand on a block or floor. Move your left leg out to the side. Stay here, it's almost like a warrior two pose for you. Stay with that, or take your left arm behind you. Bind it once, or perhaps you have a bind underneath your right thigh. It doesn't matter if you get it or you don't, but if you're working on it and your left shoulder starts to point down, maybe just back off that extra bind. Keep lifting the torso away from the thigh, pull the heel towards the buttocks. One more breath. And I had to do this. Release the arm, right arm down, left arm up. Had to pay homage to Meatloaf. Exhale, hands to the floor. Turn your back foot forward, sink your hips forward, and let's just do a little hamstring stretch. Straighten the front leg, toes up. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, and relax. Good. Rebend your front knee. Take your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up off the floor. And good. Come into a downward dog, hips up in the air. Lift high on your toes. And then lower your heels. High up on your toes. Now lift your kneecaps up, pull your pelvic floor muscles up, chest to your thighs. Take a little rounded spine here as you come forward to a high plank. Look forward, bring the collarbones forward. Exhale, lower the knees down. Lay down on the floor all the way. Inhale, low cobra. Elbows hug the sides of the body. Head. Now I'm looking up to see you guys, but don't look up, look forward. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, lift your chest. Walk your hands back, another handprint. Press the top of your toenails and your shin and your top of your foot down. And then lift everything but the toenails off the floor. Keeping that energy in your legs. Pull your heart forward, shoulders down. Reach, good, beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, let's roll back over to downward dog. Inhale to a high plank. Lower the right knee to the floor underneath your hip. Send your left leg out to the left side. Toes point forward. Did you think I forgot? Walk your hands back into reach on your hips and level out your hips as best you can. Inhale, stretch the arms out. Two directions. Right, left, top, bottom. Breathe in. Exhale, reach out to the right side. Right arm down, left arm up. And perhaps the left leg will come up off the floor. Maybe your arm goes over your head. Now keep lifting out of your right side, right? We know the left side's getting a nice stretch, but don't collapse it into the right side. Keep your arm where it is and lower your leg back down for a really delicious outer hip stretch. Inhale, sweep it around to the front. Bring your left leg back behind you, right arm out in front of you. Press through the hands. Exhale, round and curl. Good, now lower your hand, keep the round and curl. Step your left foot forward and adjust. Left knee over the ankle, back leg is shooting back a little further so you're not sitting on your knee. Keep pressing your hips down, tuck your tailbone under, bring your collarbones forward. Press firmly into the left foot, big toe, heel of the foot. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, turn to the left. Right arm outside left thigh, but lift your belly away from your thigh and keep lengthening through the right hip. Breathe. Inhale. Find every breath takes you a little deeper into a position of freedom. One more breath. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring your left hand on the inside. Open your arms up and spin your right leg out to the left and keep the hip coming back to center on this one. So some of you will stay right here, maybe hand on a block. And some of you might want to take a bind, right arm behind and perhaps left arm underneath. Open up the chest, shoulders. Keep pressing the weight into the left heel and drawing the left heel backwards. So imagine that you're pulling it towards the middle of your mat or to your back leg. One more breath, everybody. Good. Exhale, release your hands down. Turn your back foot forward. Hands on either side. Let's just do a little split here, a half split. Toes up, head down. Breathe. Inhale, rebend the front knee. Tuck your right toes underneath you, plant your palms, lift the knee up off the floor, and step back to a downward facing dog. Rise up onto your tippy toes, inhaling. Exhale, lower your heels to the floor. Inhale, high on your toes, pull your belly in. Now, round your upper back, just enough, a little bit of a doming. Keep that doming as you come forward and then come into your plank, traditional plank. Either lower to the floor or go halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll over your toes, upward dog or low cobra. Yep, take your push-ups if you want, skip the whole thing if you want. Downward dog, hips up. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, high on your toes. Round your upper back just enough. Now shift forward to a plank, lower your knees. Keep your toes tucked or untucked. 3 push-ups here. 1. Keep going. 2. 3. Push back to downward facing dog. Good. Hips up in the air. One more time. High up on your toes. Round your upper back just enough. Shift forward to a high plank. Look forward, lower your knees. Tuck your toes or not. 3 push-ups. 3. 2. 1 more. Elbows in on this one. Sit back on your heels. Child's pose. Inhale, walk your hands to your knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your chest up. Lift your knees up. Take your fingertips to the floor. Pull your shoulders down. Good. Just look straight ahead or look down. And then plant your palms to the floor. Press your heels down. Straighten your legs. Separate your feet hips width apart. And fold in between your legs. Let your head go. Send your weight a little bit forward into the balls of your feet, a little bit backward to the heels. At the same time, the big toe and the little toe press evenly. Take opposite elbows and hang in a forward fold. Sending your weight more into the balls of your feet. Shake out your head yes and no. Switch the arm cross. And then release the arms and place your hands on your hips. Look forward. Rise up to standing. Take your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers or use a strap or towel. Lift your heart up. Pull your shoulders together. Pull your elbows towards each other. Lift your heart. Tuck your tailbone under so you're not reaching from your lower back or bending from your lower back. It's more the upper mid-back, ribs down a little bit towards the hips. And then lead with your heart to fold forward one more time. Arms up and away from your back, head down to the floor. So you can start with your knees very bent, and then maybe begin to straighten the legs a little bit, but you know, that's up to your body. One more breath. Good, release your hands down. Inhale, lengthen, bring your hands to your hips. Rise up to stand. Arms down. Step to the top of your mat. Feet together or slightly separated, whatever speaks to your body, right? That's the most important thing, if it's right for you. Doesn't matter if it's right for me. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up over your head. Exhale, fold your body in half. Have your blocks nearby, should you want them. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands to floor, step, step, high plank. Lower halfway down or to your knees. Roll through upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Yep, take as many push-ups as you want or take none as prescribed by you. Inhale on your toes, look forward, take yourself to the top of your mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, let it go all the way. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms up, bring the prayer into your heart. Inhale, arms all the way overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale with a halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank to low, your choice. Skip it, go to down dog, or add your push-ups there. And we all meet back in down dog, couple breaths. Inhale. And out, exhale. Inhale on your toes, soften your knees, take a look to the front, step to the top, halfway lift. Let it go all the way. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your hands to prayer. Exhale to your heart. Let's do it one more time. Arms all the way up on the inhale. Exhale, fold your body in half or on the blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank, low plank, upward dog, downward dog. Try to pause and linger in each pace, right? It's maybe a split second, but it makes for a nice experience to feel. Bring your feet together. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Open the right hip to the side. Bend your right knee, lower the heel towards the buttocks. Square your shoulders. Inhale, bring your right knee to center. Round and curl, dome the upper back. Look forward, step through. Low lunge. So again, the hands can be on blocks here, which is always great. Michael, you there. Square your hips to center. Inhale, rise up to standing. Bring your arms with you. Exhale, sink a little lower. So bend your back knee a little bit. Hug your right hip in and draw your right heel back towards your left heel. And then straighten the leg, but stay in the low position. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take prayer to your heart. Lean slightly forward. Straighten the back leg and just have a little bit of power, traction, balance. Keep the length in your torso, twist to the right. Left arm on the outside, of the right thigh. Thumbs to sternum, hips square in. Lifting the belly up and rotating around to the right side. Everything is working here. The back leg is lifted, the right hip is squeezing in, your torso is rotating, breathe in. Exhale, bring your right arm inside of your right leg. Turn your back foot on its side. Right hand is going to come down just like we did on the floor. Left arm up or on a block. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone underneath you. So find the rotation in the torso. Stay here, or take your left arm behind you, half bind, right arm under full bind, and open your chest. So remember, if the left shoulder starts to point down, back off of the left arm, or the right arm. Breathe. One more. Good. Exhale. Hands inside of your right leg as you spin your left hip forward. Hold here. And then take right hand on the outside, straighten your right leg, square your hips, and fold over your right shin. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, fold over your right shin. Big hamstring stretch. Inhale, bend your front knee. Exhale, step back, high plank, low plank, chaturanga knot. Downward dog is where we meet. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. I know some of you are having flashbacks with this music, so. Bring your feet together, left leg in the air, open the hip out. Bend your knee, square your shoulders, and just let your leg kind of dangle there. But keep turning your shoulders so they point downward to the front of the mat. Keep the knee bent as you turn your hips square. Bring your left knee towards your chest, rounding curl, dome it out, and step all the way through. Low lunge. Hands on the floor or the blocks. Adjust your hip to move towards the center. Back leg is back, but you know you can be on your right knee as well. Look forward, broaden your collarbones. Find some energy in the left leg, pulling the left heel back towards the right heel or towards the middle of your mat. Good. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Exhale, bend your bottom knee. Reach through the center. Reach your fingers up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Straighten your back leg and begin to hinge forward with a lot of energy in that back leg as well as the front leg. Lengthen your torso and rotate right arm outside, left side. Crown of the head forward, belly is lifted off your thigh. Every breath takes you a little bit deeper, finds you a little bit more space. Inhale, what's what we're doing? We're creating spaces in our bodies. And then we're moving in and setting up camp for the night. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Exhale, come back through center. Left arm on the inside. Turn your right foot on its side. And then exalt your arms. Left hand can be on a block. Right arm up. And then turn your torso so your shoulders are lined up. Your right toes are turned a little bit towards the front of the mat. Stay here or take your right arm back and bind half. If you have the space, full bind, left arm under. And then rotate your torso so it's as if your left side of your body were going to lay down, or the back is going to lay down on your left thigh. Good. My back is just having a heyday of music in it as it aligns itself or does something I don't know what. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. If you're bound, release it. One arm up, one arm down. Exhale, right hand inside, turn your right foot forward. Good. Low lunge, lizard lunge, hugging the hip towards midline. And then separate your hands, one on each side, and straighten your front leg. Fold over it. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward, lengthen your spine, inhale. And then exhale over your left leg. Big toe down, fold in half. Just a few more moments here. Good. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Place your hands on the floor. Step back to high plank and take a vinyasa or skip the vinyasa. So you go through the plank, upward dog, chaturanga I should say, and downward dog, breathing in and out. So when you get to downward dog, of course you can always have your knees on the floor for child's pose, but think about the same stability in your legs. Pressing the heels towards the floor, some of you will touch. And then pushing your outer legs apart so it's like you're pulling the mat from the center as well as forward and back. Take another breath. Bring your feet closer as you inhale. The right leg comes up. Open the hip out to the side. Keep the knee bent as you lean forward. Come back, rounding curl. Step the leg through. Turn your back foot on its side. Use a block if you'd like on the inside. Left arm comes up, side angle pose. Take your option of a half or full bind or not at all. Nothing changed in the leg, right? The leg is still bent, unless it went deeper, that's the only change. Spiral your heart open. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Good. If you're bound, release the bind back to your side angle, left arm up, right arm down. Look down at your toes. Inhale, pull yourself up to warrior two. Exhale, settle in. Let's pump it one time, arms and legs straight. Hands to prayer, exhale, arms and legs reach in two directions. So you're reaching front back, crown of the head to the sky, tailbone down, reach, reach, reach. Back leg is firm, front leg is firm. Inhale. Exhale, reverse this. Left arm down, right arm up. Without changing your legs again, reach forward and bring your right arm back on the inside of your right leg. Take your block if you have it, place it behind even the right calf, and then begin to straighten your right leg. Triangle pose. Support it on the high end of the block, stack your shoulders, then rotate your right hip underneath you. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Nice to see that most of us have blocks. Look down at your right toes. Straight legs, come back, reverse your triangle. And we're going to enter into triangle in a different manner. Reach your arm forward, reach your hips back, and then take your hand either place now, inside, outside, big toe, little toe, and see if you can find as much space or more space now. Spiraling your heart open, lift your heart all the way. Squeeze your heels towards each other. Inhale, come back, reverse your triangle. Pull your left hip towards your right. And exhale, bring both hands on the inside of the bent right knee. Left foot turns forward. Lower your left knee to the floor. Come down. Stay on your hands or forearms. And today, just because I like you guys so much, if you want to roll out on your toes, take a hand and twist, choose your, I won't say poison because I don't think it's poison, choose your placement. Twisting and grabbing the back leg is an option. Everything is acceptable as long as you're not harming yourself or someone else, right? 2 more breaths here. On the last breath, bring your hands back to the floor if they're not. Turn your toes forward. Take your hand on the outside. Tuck your back toes underneath you. And then begin to straighten your legs. So again, blocks are always helpful here. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Create length on the inhale and fold on the exhale. Working your back heel towards the floor. Some of you, may choose to shorten your stance here for a traditional pyramid pose. 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands back down on the floor, bend your right knee 1 more time. Step back, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, right heel towards the left buttocks. If you like to flip your dog, here is an option. Opening up to either a dancer's bridge or a back bend. Take a breath as you empty the breath. Back to your plank, through or without a vinyasa to downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Bring your feet closer together. Take a break if you need to on child's pose. Or lift your left leg in the air, open the left hip, bend the knee, keep the shoulders square. Pressing your right heel towards the floor. Exhale, bring it around through center. Round and curl, step the foot through. Turn your back foot on its side, have a block nearby. Good. Left hand down, right arm up. Side angle pose. Left thigh parallel to the floor, right toes are turned slightly forward. Stay here or take a half or perhaps full bind. Opening up your chest, shoulders, resting the back side of your body towards the Legs are still bent, or left leg is still bent. Looking awesome, guys. Breathe in. Exhale, release the bind. Left arm down, right arm up. Look down at your left toes. Inhale, rise up to warrior two. Exhale. Straighten arms and legs. One time, little pump. Hands to prayer. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here for a bit, right? We're gonna hang out here for a little bit of time so we can perfect the pose for ourselves. Knee is in line with your hip, in line with second, third toe. Reaching your right arm forward, left arm forward, right arm back. So pull a little bit more even with your right arm so that your torso is a little bit more upright. One more breath. Right arm down, left arm up. Lift out of your waistline. Pull the right hip towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, back to side angle, right arm up, left arm down. Now, if you don't have a block behind your left foot, maybe towards your calf, on its high side, try to bring it there. And then begin to straighten your left leg, place your hand behind you. So the block will help create space in our body and lift the floor to us. Stack your shoulders, fingers up, down. Breathe, find that delicious length on the right side of your body, but don't collapse the left side. Listen to your heart. Look down at your left toes. Inhale, rise up. Adjust your shoulders, hips. Right arm down, left arm up. Pull the right hip towards the left side. And then inhale through center. Exhale, reach into your triangle from standing. So perhaps you have a little bit more space. You can go back and put your hand on the block behind you, or keep your hand on the inside. Adjust your feet if you need to. Spiral your heart as you listen to it. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, look down at your left toes. Inhale. Rebend your front knee as you bring both hands on the inside of your leg. Adjust your blocks. Lower your back knee to the floor. And then today you choose how you want this to play out. On your forearms, straight arms, open up the hip knee. Twist it. Some of you grab the back leg behind you, so feel free to take that as well. Take a few more breaths. One more breath. Good, bring your hands down, come back to center. Separate your hands on either side of your legs or on blocks. Right toes tuck under and straighten your front leg and fold. Pull the left hip back and the right hip forward. All right, you still there, Michael? I think I see you. Okay, breathe. Fold over, big toe pressing down. Breathe. All you gotta do in this class is breathe. Everything else is added. The cherry on top. Inhale, bend your front knee, look forward. Step back to a 3-legged dog. Left leg up over the right. Bring the left heel towards the right buttocks, and if you like to flip over, this is an opportunity to do so. Inhale, rewind. Step into a high plank. Go to downward dog, your way. And meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high in the sky. Keep it facing forward. You don't have to open it. Step forward and turn to your left side. Now, take a block and keep it behind your right heel. If you have 2 blocks, you can bring it in the center of your mat. Actually, let's take it behind our left heel, or in line with it. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold in between your 2 sides. Grab a hold of the feet and wrap your fingers underneath the outer edges of your feet as you press your head down towards the floor. Now this is also an opportunity for those of you who like to go upside down, to go upside down. So feel free to take a few moments in an inversion, or if you're only working towards it, work towards getting your head towards the floor and lifting your hips up in the air. And you know, unfortunately in a class like this, we don't have all that much time to break it down, so if you're familiar with it, great. If not, maybe we'll get that going someday. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands to the floor if you're upside down. Take your time, come back to this place. Exhale, we're gonna bend our left knee and sit back, moving your weight back behind you. And this is where the block is gonna come in handy for some of us. Turn your right toes forward and shift your weight back a little bit more towards your left heel. Now I'm gonna need a block myself, I know. So I'm gonna have a seat now on my block with at least my right sitting bone on the floor, on the block. Good. So for some of us, it's not a beautiful transition like me. Take your left hand and press against your left inner thigh. Take your right arm up and lean over to the left side. So we're still working on a twist. Good. Now lift up and lean over to your right leg. Some of you will grab your toe and take the left arm up and open up and revolve the other way. Take your left hand to the floor, right hand on the outside. Right hand is going to stay behind you, and perhaps you're going to lift up into a variation of a dancer's bridge. Now listen. Exhale. Bring yourself all the way to the floor. Spin your left leg forward. Lift up the flesh underneath both sides of the legs. Bring the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward and grab something. Your toes, your shins, a towel, a blanket, a strap. Inhale. Exhale. A dog. Inhale. And exhale. Welcome back, Michael. I see you. Forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift. Release your hands. Cross one leg in front of the other. I'm not telling you which one. Come forward. Take it through a vinyasa or skip it and go right to downward facing dog. Feet are together. Inhale, lift your left leg up in the air, square the hips. Exhale, step the left foot through. Turn to your right side. Have one block in the center, one block behind your right hip. Lengthen your spine. Take a peace finger grip around your big toes as you exhale, fold. Elbows out to the side, head towards the floor. If your head easily touches, shorten your stance. Take a breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands on the floor. Lift your chest if you're upside down. Take your time to come back down and bend your right knee. Sit your weight back behind your heel. Turn your left toes up towards the sky. And just hold here for a few moments. Think about your transfer from this position to sitting on your block. Walk your hands back and have a seat. Good. I'm hoping this is the opposite side. I'm pretty sure it is. Right arm comes inside the right thigh and out. Left arm comes up, stretch. Good. Now release it. Left hand is going to reach for the toe or inside the foot and stretch up and over. Keep planting your sitting bones to the earth. And you can stay right where you are or bring your left hand down, right arm, and turn. And then lift your hips up for a funky dancer's bridge. exiting the dancer's bridge, we come to the floor, sending ourselves, not so gracefully for me, forward into Paschimottanasana, round 2. Adjust your hips, lift your toes up, legs are really strong. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Grab the toes, grab the foot, grab a strap, a towel, block, whatever. Inhale and exhale, fold. Relax your neck, shoulders, reach the crown of your head forward. Think about lengthening your spine, not rounding. One more breath. Inhale, lift up on the next. Exhale, release, cross the other leg. Come forward, take yourself through a push-up or 10 or none, and hips up in the air, downward dog. Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Either jump or step one leg at a time outside each hand, and then not going down too low, bring your arms kind of on your thighs here, like you're, I don't know, is that a catcher pose? Yeah? Breathe. Right hand down. So you can sit lower or you can sit higher. Take your left arm up. So it's a funky malasana, right? You're not all the way down, you're in a squat, like not even a wide plie squat. And then take the left arm behind your back perhaps. Perhaps you bind your right arm underneath your right leg. So if you're low, try to pull yourself up to a little bit higher. You might want to shimmy the left foot forward, come onto the balls of the right foot, and some of you will take this up to standing bird of paradise. And if you're not going to bird, just keep the bind, because it's really nice. Michelle, look at you. Yeah, Cindy, good. All right. If you've had enough of that, come back. If you're bound, release your bind. Turn your toes forward, forward fold. Head down, shake out your neck, yes and no. Yes and no. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. Give yourself a little break in the back. Lift your fingers up towards your shoulders and arch back. And then come back up to standing. Turn your toes out. Bring your arms up. Inhale, bring your prayer to your heart. Come down to a squat, a low squat. This one, the left hand will come down, right arm comes up. Again, you can sit lower, take the weight out of the work out of the legs, perhaps. And then some of you will bind your right arm behind you, left arm underneath you, and twist. That may be it for today. And the others, if you'd like to move on, you'll bring your right foot forward a little bit closer, shift your weight to the right leg, and then begin to lift yourself up. With or without a leg extension, straight or bent leg. So just work on the twist, or your shoulder stand. And when you're ready to come out of it, come back down, and then release your hands. Straighten your legs, turn your toes forward, and fold over. I haven't done that pose, it feels like a million years. Lengthen your spine, hands to your hips, rise all the way up. And I also don't remember putting this song on my playlist, so I'm glad I found it. All right, bring your feet a little closer. If you're not at the top of your mat, take a few steps. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank to low plank. One more time through a vinyasa sequence. Downward dog is where we will meet. Good. All right, everybody, bring your knees down to the mat. Gently lower to child's pose. Open your knees wide in child's pose. Take your hands in between your legs and let your left ear and shoulders melt to the floor. And turn the other cheek, as they say. Inhale to the center. Release your hands, walk them out in front of you. And then come back to your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Press the top of the foot, shin down. And then bring your hands to your hips as you rise up to standing on your knees. Hands at your back, fingers in either direction. Good. One arm at a time for this. You can tuck your toes if you'd like. Right arm's going to come up over your shoulder. Palm faces the center of your body. Inhale, lift up and back, slicing the air, and take a hold of your right ankle, heel, shin, thigh. Lift your left arm. Let's actually keep our left arm on our hip. So notice that you've now got to pull the right hip forward and the right shoulder forward, and then release the left hand to the left foot. And now push your hips forward, arch back, perhaps your head goes back. Camel pose, Ustrasana. Inhale and exhale. To come out of it, bring your hands to your hips. Slowly come up. Grab a seat on your heels for a moment. Close your eyes. Just for a breath. We've got side B to do. Open your eyes, come back up onto your shins. Hands on your hips, fingers in either direction. Take your left arm up overhead. Palm faces the center of your body. Inhale, lift up and slice your arm back behind you, grabbing your left foot, shin, ankle, maybe the toes tuck under to do that. Keep your right hand on your hip to notice that we have to draw that right hip back and left hip forward, and then push the hips forward as you perhaps release your right hand and come back into your back bend. Top of the foot, shin down. This is the same pose as being in a bridge or a wheel for some of us. Let your head come back, but keep shoulders and hips square. Inhale, hands to your hips. Rise up. Exhale, seat on your heels. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Swing your legs around to either side. Come back to your center. Place your feet on the floor. Line up your heels with your sitting bones. Place your hands underneath your thighs. Inhale, lift your spine long. So shoulders are stacked right on top of the hips. Hips are, or your sitting bones are just slightly, you're sitting a little bit in front of them. Good. Inhale, tall. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Pull your belly to your spine and hold on with your hands. Bend your elbows out to the side. So a big giant C curve of your spine here. Relax neck and shoulders. Scoop out your belly. Then release one arm at a time. Right arm first. Left arm next. Scooping out. And slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Come down to the floor. As you get to the floor, keep your head and shoulders up. Bring your arms to the sky. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your head and shoulders up. Lift right leg, left leg, 90-90. Head and shoulders are up. Breathe in. Now release your hands again out to the front. Lift a little higher with your torso. And then stretch your legs straight up. Belly in, ribs down. Lower your head, hug your knees. Take a happy baby pose. Rock side to side on your spine. And then just relax here in happy baby. Stretch your right leg straight. Keep your left knee bent and pulling towards your left side. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg to the best of your ability, holding onto your toes or wherever you need. And then back to both knees bent. Inhale, see if you can straighten both legs. Hold on wherever you need to accommodate that. Tailbone stays on the floor. Release your bind and stretch your legs together. Hug your knees to your chest, round and curl. Head down, arms open out. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall to the left, twist. Left arm on your right hip, right arm overhead. Good, open your arms back to a T. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hips to the left, knees fall to the right. Twist. Right arm on left thigh, left arm overhead. Open your arms. Inhale back to center. Exhale, big hug of your hands, legs, everything comes off to the center. Exhale, head down. Right knee in, left leg long. Draw your knee a little bit more to the right side. Switch legs. Left knee in, right leg down. Bring both knees back to center. And then straighten your legs out on the floor. Stretch your arms all the way overhead. Grab your thumbs together, so grab either thumb. Lift your arms up, flex your feet, and reach your legs and arms away from each other. So right now you probably have a little pooching in your spine, right? Your ribs are poaching out a little bit. Now see if you can just tell the ribs down so that the back starts to maybe imprint a little bit closer to the floor. Stretch the right leg and right arm longer. Left arm, left leg longer. And then find your biggest reach in both sides, right and left. Pull the belly in, ribs down. Take a big breath in. And exhale, bring your arms by your side, palms open, hips open, Shavasana. Take a quick scan of your body. Notice what's going on. Release the tension from it. Slow down the breath. And let everything go. Keep the thoughts from having conversations and simply let go. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. If you'd like to stay longer, just turn me off. Introduce some small movements back to your fingers and toes. And gently hug your knees back to your chest. Take yourself onto either side. And make your way back up to any comfortable seat. Hands together at your heart center, acknowledging yourself for your practice. Maybe another tearjerker song. Thank you so much for your commitment. And for those of you who hung into the end of the class, namaste, satnam, go in peace. Everybody have a great day, week. Couple hours till I see you again. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy. Wear a mask, get vaccinated.